Just over 30 years ago, the Ronald McDonald House was just an idea. Some parents of some very sick children getting treatment at the University of Minnesota Oncology Center, and some doctors from that same hospital started talking about how nice it would be for these families to have a place to stay, especially the ones who were coming from other parts of the state or the country or even across the world, who had nowhere else to go. Ed and Perk Stanko were among those parents. They saw the need firsthand for a safe haven for these families.
We met families who would come in from like Black Duck, maybe. There was a grandmother that came down here. Her daughter had said, "Here's my baby, Grandma, I can't take care of it." She was devastated. She had no place to stay. She didn't know where to get groceries. She couldn't do her laundry. And there were many people like that, some from different countries even.
But those parents, usually a mother here by herself, because father's home working, he had no place, to lay down. They laid on the couch in a hallway in a hospital. No, that's not fair. So he thought, well, let's do something about it.
Funding started on the most basic of levels. Volunteers would sell balloons and buttons at local McDonald's stores to help raise funds for the cause.
There were several projects went on. One was a balloon sale.
Yeah.
Remember that one? And,
in the McDonald's store.
Yeah, in the McDonald's store.
And Joanne Christensen found volunteers to go to every McDonald's store in the Twin City area to sell balloons. She did a fantastic job.
Dr. Nesbitt was one of the doctors involved in the project. He remembers their first look at the house that would eventually become the house that Love built.
But we went upstairs and there were all these wrappers of people who had eaten hamburgers.
Yes, burger wrappers were from where else? McDonald's. Some of the founders joked it was fate that this location became the new Ronald McDonald House of the Twin Cities. But there was lots of work to do, and all the help was volunteered.
And just ordering the promotional items, clearing the fundraisers that somebody would call in and say, we would like to do thus and so, and keeping track of all the things that needed keeping track of, I guess, right? Interviewing volunteers.
On October 2nd, 1979, the doors of the Ronald McDonald House opened, beginning a legacy of serving families in need. Ed and Perk had no idea that what they started back then would become what it is today.
There's more of a cure now than there was back in the 70s anyway, and 80s. But now I'm glad they include any need for the child to have a place to go, because the parents go through that devastating feeling no matter what the disease is, or what the problem is. And so I'm glad it's here. I'm glad it's grown. That's great.
It bonds the families, I think it really does, when you see that somebody else has a problem, and there's support from the staff here, the volunteers, and they're most welcome to be here. This is their house, this is their home. So that, I think, is my viewpoint. The parents also need this support.
The Ronald McDonald House could never have survived through all of these years without the support of the original founders and all of their hard work. And of course, the support and financial help from local McDonald's operators and owners. David Choate is an owner-operator in the Midwest Division for McDonald's. He's been involved since the first house was started in Philadelphia.
The first Ronald McDonald House was established with the owner-operators in Philadelphia, along with the Philadelphia Eagles. And I was the ad manager, regional ad manager in Washington, D.C., which was part of that area. And as I look back on it today, at that time, I had no idea that Ronald McDonald House would be as big as it is today.
Yes, the house continues to help families who sometimes have nowhere else to turn. And after 30 years, the love just keeps on building.